I blame my second succubus mark. Or my first one, actually. The one that's visible is my second one. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. I like to take the time to get to know different kind of content creators and bring them on my stream, ask them about their content, ask them about who they are, get to know them a bit, and take a chance to explore their platform. Today, I am talking with a personal friend of mine, Len Airhead, the person that got me into Koikatsu. Or at least, got me into it in the way I am now. They also do pretty banger art. You're going to want to check them out. Oh, shush. No, I won't shush. You unshush, okay? Calling. Yeah. Calling you out. Hey, Len.
Calling me out like this.
Yeah, like right on the stream, calling you out directly, showing your cute ass face.
Oh, please.
How are you doing, my friend?
Chaotic as hell. But I think that's pretty common already.
Yeah, that's pretty known, at least by me. So, would you like to give a bit of an introduction to yourself? Name, pronouns, that kind of thing?
Yep. My name's Len. I can be called specifically he, him, or she, her due to being by gender, because I also change between moods most of the time as well. And the other part regarding my name with Airhead is specifically just there because usernames.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know that many platforms do not like 3 letters only.
Yeah, for some reason, it's just you can't have less than 4 characters, and well, you want something that kind of just stands out in a way. So, what
I mean, it was
platforms are
also
you
kind
on?
of. It was also kind of just a Japanese name that I just randomly had in mind, but like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, which is like something Japanese also related for funsies.
Okay.
But mainly Twitch, Twitter, Discord,
Are your
maybe
platforms here?
YouTube.
Maybe YouTube? You're thinking about it?
I mean, I uploaded one video within like I don't know how long it's been now already, because I was just like, hey, I played also, why not upload the last clip that I did?
Yeah, it is definitely worth uploading clips and stuff to YouTube. It really helps with your growth.
I mean, I don't really care about growth really.
Oh, fair
That's
enough.
just me myself because I just want to have fun. But like, because I kind of just gave up on trying to earn money or anything like that. I just want in general just hang around.
Totally valid. It's kind of the best way to approach it. It's a hobby. You don't want to try and force yourself into that grind before, you're even making money.
It's not even a grind. The thing with streaming that still has an issue to this day that a lot of people take it as a main job, which it never can be. Even when you get help from a massive organization or even a fucking company,
But
it's just there is not enough profit to make it as a main job unless you do YouTube itself mainly. YouTube compared to Twitch is a massive, massive difference.
well, here's the thing. You can be like Twitch partner over 75 viewers and then still not quite make minimum wage, but if you can get like 3 donos of $5 an hour, that's basically minimum wage. It
Yeah, that is
depends
if you get
on
that far.
it
That
depends
is
on the
another shit.
excessive wealth of your community and how much they're willing to share it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Plus also
Streaming.
how the living
Mhm.
standards are, how you're living, how much it costs and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
cost
That
of living, all
altogether
that fun.
is it's a massive, massive difference in actual having a job, which is why many people rather have a job and do streaming and YouTube content as a side thing with editors that they have from other places.
Yeah,
because they want
That's
to
pretty much what
do
I do
stuff.
too.
Yeah.
No fucking way I'm doing daily videos while working full time.
I mean, there are enough people that also make videos with their job together to earn more money as well, because that's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
an
absolutely.
extra. But they need very special confirmation from their boss that they can record or even stream themselves doing their work.
Yeah,
Like
because while you're at
truckers,
work, you're on contract to do your job and not be making content unless your job is making content.
yeah. I mean, as perfect example, truckers, for example, they are literally the perfect example of
Yeah.
making money while also even streaming for funsies. They stream their drives outside with almost good as hell internet on mobile. And it's actually even sometimes chill to just watch, as well as cyclists as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you happen to go by any nicknames?
I mean, there's only one that certain people really can name me, which is Lenny. But like, it's really something that I kind of decide on if they can or cannot. Because some people like to call me that, but sometimes I also just like, please don't do that.
Yeah, because sometimes people will just use that as a way to like talk down on you, condescend towards you. I get that.
No, it's not
No?
about talking me down. I just like, if I don't know the person enough, I don't particularly want a nickname just yet until I know the person more enough or have been longer in contact with the person.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Do you happen to have a catchphrase?
Sadly, not. Which is also kind of surprising for how long I've been streaming.
Honestly, most people I ask don't have a catchphrase.
I
It's
mean,
something that it can help people or help you stick in the minds of potential viewers, but it's also not necessary per se.
yeah, I think it's pretty much with me just about what I do in general in the first place that is making others memorize me as well as
Mhm.
my behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I do too. I mean, I sort of have a catchphrase with how I end my streams, but it's not like I end my streams every time saying that.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of also YouTube like heavily with how many people have catchphrases and they do it every single video, and it's just like, please stop for once. I cannot hear it anymore. It's stuck in my head like a virus.
Yeah, like clicking on a Ludwig video and knowing that it'll open boys.
It's gonna be literally the same thing every single time.
Yeah, literally. And then he'll be like, why is the majority of my audience men? Like, dude, you only address dudes with your content. Of course, women don't watch you very much.
It's ironic even, but people
Yeah.
learn their lessons too late most of the time as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So, can you briefly describe your aesthetics or lore?
I mean, it's particularly just what I had in thought of first was just like a human that has been transformed into a wolf at first and then kind of went into humanoid wolf. So like some aesthetic within the wolf is kind of kept behind and just stuck. But as you see on my model, for example, that there's mostly human features.
Yes. I did notice that one.
But the other thing that I've kind of added to my lore in general was the goddess that is directly connected to me, which I've made a specific Kokatsu model as well. Since I wanted to kind of interpret the lore a bit more and
Okay.
also add her more to the story in general, but me with writing lore is horrible. I'm bad with writing.
I wish I had the time to do more writing. But you were making that into like a Koikatsu webcomic?
Not really a webcomic, but more like just adding her here and there, maybe to some
Oh,
things,
okay.
or just like even directly being in contact, since the things with her character in the entire lore and stuff was like at the beginning, she kind of kept always watch on me, but also like to tease me a lot. And essentially, like the later I came on, still as like male, of course, first, was then just like she started to tease me even more and bring me into like weird stuff more and more. Also, then transforming me into different things to just teach me more, but
And you've
when
been
chaotic
realizing how
and
much you
just
like it?
shush. But it's just been like the extra thing. It's just she is kind of supposed to be like the ultra dom of like stories and such to just tease the hell out of people.
Okay, okay.
Like
I
for
think I
being
get
the
it.
goddess that is shapeshifting as well, because I kind of made her as like the god of creation kind of like character that can do almost anything she really wants to.
Yeah,
But of course still has her weaknesses.
good. Because, like, my biggest issue with
Overpowered
making your
gods.
overpowered gods, yeah, give them a weakness, give them flaws, make them compelling characters. That's really it.
Which is why I made myself a demigod still.
Yeah, that's why I'm just a simple succubus sex demon.
Like even when I put myself as a shapeshifter, I still added the feature of at the beginning I wanted to be demigod, but then also thought like shapeshifter, why not as well? It's a power that demigods still can get from their parents, the god side, of course.
Yeah. So
So
what
like, yeah,
kind
why not?
hmm?
Was just yeah, why not?
Okie dokie. What kind of audience do you want to reach?
Genuinely, the people that perhaps want to just go into like older games, want to just chill with people, chat, maybe even discuss games, all kind of things specifically. Because I always have been a person that really just wanted to play games, stream, and just have fun, really. And if people bring up topics that genuinely need to be kind of discussed about games and such, talk about it. Because a lot of shit has been happening recently, as you know yourself.
Yep, I'm pretty aware of the shit that's been happening.
Specifically in the VC we had today.
Can you get mod? Julian, who are you? Welcome to the stream. But yes. I get what you're saying, Len.
Yeah, it's been pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it has. So what inspired you to start making content?
Honestly, mainly just wanting to do something aside from anything else, because back then I was mainly just, aside from school and all the bullying, I wanted to do something online, aside from just playing with other people. And that kind of grew into just trying to be aside from school and other pain, just dreaming and playing games online, really. Kind of just grew.
Yeah, I mean I started with what's it? I started with gaming streams a lot too. I just gravitated towards chatting more cuz I like to hear myself talk. I'm a white woman with blonde hair. 1,000-year-old man and
I mean,
super
yeah.
super smart. Oh man, you sound like best based mod. What was my next question? I got distracted. Did you answer what inspired
This
you to
Dark
start? Yeah,
Maiden.
you did. You did answer that one. So how long have you been creating content?
How long? I would say roughly since like 2014, maybe perhaps. But like genuinely, it was mainly towards 2016, 2017, mainly.
2016, 2017, when you really started getting in the content grind. Yes, I'm
Yeah, when I
very
was
gay, Julian. Thank you for noticing.
like 2016, I had more games, more of just being at the PC and such, less of like hospital visits, and generally just like try to do something. So I decided to just play more CS:GO and such games because it was just kind of for fun.
I've never really been that into like the Counter-Strike games, but shooters are fun.
Yeah, I mean CS:GO has been kind of a downfall for me. I kind of get back into the curve, but it's still like I'd rather play Counter-Strike Source and such instead of CS:GO.
Yeah, that's fair. I personally prefer Halo over like CS or COD. I just prefer
Yeah, Halo's
sci-fi, like hard sci-fi rather than loose sci-fi. Personal preference, that's it.
PlanetSide 2, perhaps. Ever heard of that?
I have played it. I actually kind of like it. I tried to stream it, but it would drop like 100% of frames, so I canceled.
Yeah, it's
It
keep
is
in mind
not. It is not
it's like a
stream content.
Battlefield. It's basically like Battlefield but times 50.
Oh yeah, the map is
And
huge. There's tons of people always online, and
that's
there's
the main thing.
constant fighting. It is
That
very PC intensive.
that's why you really need like a fucking powerhouse of a PC.
Oh yeah, I know. Mine, I would say, is pretty mid-range right now. I think I'm 1660 Ti for
You could
GeForce.
stream with the game.
Yeah, it didn't let me. I have tried to stream PlanetSide 2.
Huh. But you were not playing on high settings, were you?
I was playing on low settings.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. I've
Hmm.
also had this computer for like 4 or 5 years, and I've only dusted it like a month ago. Don't judge me.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna talk about mine, but it has it's old.
Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. Having the old computer. I kind of wear mine out until it basically completely dies and I can't use it anymore before I force myself to buy a new one.
Yeah, I can just say 1 year, 2011.
Bro,
It's a bad PC, okay? Don't judge me too hard. It's still existing.
I'm not judging you over your PC. Just, bro.
I mean, if you're a
It's,
PC freak like me, you would also know certain tricks around here and there, decreasing performance, removing certain features from Windows, and more. Looking up more tricks.
yeah, there are ways to maximize your performance and stuff, and I haven't maximized mine either. I really should.
Yeah.
What kind of content do you want to do more of?
Honestly, mainly just retro games, like I did recently still, even though I haven't streamed in a good month now, I believe.
Yeah,
Racing games mainly again, but I kind of need a sim steering wheel again because I kind of want to get back into sim racing. Because that was like my main focus before I became a VTuber.
sim
And
racing.
yeah, sim racing is like more
Like
real life.
Forza and Gran
No, 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 no,
Turismo.
no, no. Forza is not realistic at all. Fuck that game. Throw
I'm
it out of the window.
comparing, for me, a realistic racing game is Forza. An unrealistic racing game is fucking Mario Kart.
Okay, the thing is, Forza, real quick to explain, Forza is an arcade sim. It's trying to be realistic, but it cannot be because it's too arcade to be friendly towards kids
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, because it's
Forza
for
is
everyone.
the Call of Duty of racing games.
The same is with Gran Turismo. It is trying to be accurate to realism, but also is decently trying to be arcade friendly still, that people can play with a controller. Then you have completely games like um Assetto Corsa, iRacing, all those kind of games that are directly like you cannot play with a mouse and keyboard or controller because it's too accurate inputs that you need. people can learn to play with a mouse and keyboard because there's mouse controlling with the steering wheel, as well as with the controller trying to be very accurate. But you need to be so fine-tuned. You really need to give yourself at least like a few months to learn. It's hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But
Honestly, I
people
would.
do it.
Mhm.
They push themselves to the limit to genuinely like no steering wheel. They do it all with the mouse, and they have a massive fucking mouse field to just move the mouse on. It's insane how much mouse field people need to just play.
Honestly, I
And
would get into racing games a lot more if I had one of them actual mouse wheels and the pedals. It's more
yeah,
engaging to me than a keyboard and mouse or a controller.
there have been more racing steering wheels that have been coming up lately that are more friendly regarding budgets. But the other thing is also like a lot of people still talk about Logitech. I genuinely never suggest Logitech. You can essentially think other companies have like actual big motors inside their steering wheels to make force feedback like it would be real life with the wheel, right?
Yeah.
And Logitech has two small engines connected to a gear that can slip sometimes, even can unbalance sometimes, cannot find its correct middle point and such, and you have to do so much troubleshooting and open up the wheel and stuff. It was enough for me for 3 years.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What kind of
Real quick, because other games also FPS shooters and rhythm games.
Oh, I love me some rhythm games. I gotta set up my my Xbox to record because I want to do a Rock Band stream eventually. I also need to reset up my. I'm not calling it that. I gotta reset up my Oculus Quest to be able to stream Beat Saber because I want to play that. But first, I
Oh
gotta get
boy.
my I gotta put my VTuber into VR chat.
Yeah, it's a big workaround. I don't know
Oh
that
my
too
god,
much.
it's such a pain in the ass.
I mean, at least, hey, you got it from Kokatsu into Vroid, and then you can do other stuff with it.
Yeah, yeah. What's it? My boysen, Maddie Boysen.
Yeah,
They
Maddie.
did that for me. That was super nice of them. I love my model. What?
He's also a big
Hmm?
dork.
Oh yeah, 100%. I really like Maddie. I really should DM them more often. I'm terrible
Yeah.
at DMing people for
Mood.
anybody that is like friends with me. You can ask them. I'm horrible at DMing. What kind of content do you want to do less of or move away from?
I mean, particularly either games that I don't really like, don't really get into, but also certain drama topics that kind of like in the middle of it, just beginning and just like I kind of get involved into as well.
And you
Because
just don't want to really address it on stream or stuff? You just kind of want to have your goofy streams?
I mean, yeah, it's also just that, but like as much as I get that there's so much shit happening, I just don't fucking involve me in anything. Don't fucking DM me. I don't give a fuck if the person did shit. When the drama is done, I don't mind to be talked about that. But fucking talk friendly with me. Don't be like, hey, you should unfollow this person. They did some really fucked up shit. My god.
Yeah, like I'm not one to follow police people. I fucking follow Rev on Twitter. So like, and if
It's
you're following
too clear.
problematic person, it's like, hey, thanks for the heads up, but I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. Peace.
That's what, like, sure, I don't mind the warning, but I want to be notified perhaps if there's like pure dead-hearted evidence that this shit happened. This person went away and just ran like a fucking bitch. Then sure, I'll fucking unfollow else.
Yeah, like it needs to be a lot more than circumstantial evidence. At least IMO. Would you say you have, or would you happen to have a goal with your platform?
Honestly, particularly just perhaps bringing people into like retro games like PS1, PS2, and such, or bringing also people back into the time when they were playing certain games. Like, just in general, have fun, as well as just inform people, even. Because there are more enough people that don't know about PlayStation 1 games, that don't know about PS2 games. They don't even know sometimes about Game Boy games, even. They're just all being pushed out to the newer consoles with no knowledge about what has been back then, how simple it was back then. Now you
Yeah.
pay for like one game, $60. You pay the DLCs perhaps for like, I don't know, $30 because they are all fucking microtransaction bullshit. And then you
Yeah.
have other bullshit that you don't even need in the first place because company just wants to make more money and squeeze out the game like it's nothing anymore.
Gotta love the corporate culture of video game industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blizzard.
God damn it.
Nintendo. What?
Yeah, like it's really hard to find a quote unquote good
Indie games.
indie
Seriously,
games.
indie
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. Yeah,
Indie
that's true.
games
The
are
triple A's are the
indie
ones that get like hardcore pushed with crunch time and all that stuff.
not just that, but like indie games are the nowadays retro games of back then, how they should have been. You just have a game, it gets updated perhaps here and there, more content gets added, and that's it. You don't have to pay extra for it unless you want to support them even more, because the extra content they add within DLCs and stuff as an extra purchase is just for like, hey, you want to support us? We fucking love that, and we have extra more stuff for you if you want to. It just exists. Well, all the big corporates is basically just in a nutshell, give us money. We made this shit. Give us money right now.
Yeah, that's kind of how they do it. They just that's their
Half
end game.
made,
That's all they want. They just want more profits. They just want their more money. They don't
half
care
finished game for
if
bullshit.
they don't care if the fucking consumer is even satisfied with their product.
Yeah. I mean, people want to boycott Activision now recently because of certain events that happened regarding a mod for Call of Duty.
Wait, what happened? Oh wait,
Okay,
no,
so
SM2, right?
yes,
Yeah,
SM2 was a big Call of Duty mod that was over 2 years in work and was shut down from Activision with a cease and desist letter to one of their devs. Just because Activision was losing players if the mod would have been fully finished. And they're gonna lose even more players now because of that bullshit that they pulled.
yeah. It's like they aimed a gun for their foot and shot themselves in the neck.
Oh no.
It's like everything I see out of Activision is just doing that.
It's more like shooting the other person, but the bullet comes back as well. You know? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like a
And
boomerang bullet that goes
yeah,
through
the
your
hilarious
target
thing is
and then hits you back. Or
the
it
hilarious thing
ricochets.
is people from XDefiant, the dev team directly, that contact people on Twitter as well and talk about the game, even message their Twitter with like, if any of you guys have free time or want to join us, message us. Like, they are pulling COD developers that made a mod into a COD challenging game that is still having like the arcade spirit of how it should have been back then. It's fucking hilarious that they're actually being roasted from the community and old devs that left Activision.
Yeah, like, is there any good redeeming qualities of Activision left?
No,
That's what I
aside from the
thought.
sexual harassment and
Oh
all
yeah,
the other
that
bullshit
definitely
that I've
redeems
pulled,
them. You're right.
They have sexual harassment. The same shit was happening on Blizzard, and now the companies are both together, so they have one history altogether with sexual harassment towards females. What a surprise!
Shocker.
They make games based on microtransaction. They don't listen to the fans directly. They give up on game features that a lot of people want, even specifically Overwatch 2. PvE got thrown away. A lot of people quit the game. What a surprise!
Yeah. I don't think they know how to handle their company. Just saying. I could run it better than them.
No, you do not need to handle them. When Microsoft really wants to buy them, they are literally wasting money.
Yeah, but if Microsoft were to buy them, that's just making more of a monopoly within the games industry. If I were to take over that'd be a new breath into the game industry. And
I mean, yeah, it would be, but like,
I'm a college dropout for game design, so I'm clearly more qualified than the executives at Activision to handle game development.
I mean, I myself kind of just teach myself game development myself because honestly,
Unironically, it doesn't matter if you go to school for game design. Yes, it'll help you actually focus on being able to learn the stuff quicker. Yes, it can help with networking post graduation, but companies aren't looking for, did you go to this art school? Did you go to that art school? No, they're looking at your demo reel. That's all they care about. That they care about what you can do.
Yeah, like just generally knowing what have you done in the past. Do you have any knowledge of this specific job, this specific topic? Do you have anything that you can bring us? That is what they want to look for.
Yeah, exactly. How can they maximize their
Even
profit?
though many companies do are kind of like just like, hey, yo, what is your school finish? Like, what is the last grade that you had and all that other shit.
Yeah,
At
like,
least here in
hey,
Germany,
you
it's
applying for a
very.
job? Give us your landlord's references of you. Because that fucking matters with professional employment.
That exists on your end? That doesn't exist on mine. On mine is
That
specifically just like
literally
being in
happened to
school.
my spouse trying to apply for a job in a call center.
What the?
Yeah. And like, but there's no discrimination against trans people because we have a fucking law about it.
Yeah.
No, literally, it's been like a year of, we found somebody more qualified. And then she goes with the government, help and stuff. And they're like,
And as a proper place.
yeah, like going to a proper place. The instructor's like looking over their resume and just, they're like, your resume is really professionally written. You have wonderful interpersonal people skills. Why are you here? Why are you having such trouble? And shrug.
Did they
I don't
did
know.
they mention them to them?
Pardon?
Did they mention that before as well? With what happened before even?
Oh yeah, she's been pretty upfront with the government sources about what's been going on, and she doesn't exactly hide the fact that she's trans either.
Yeah, fair. Because I mean, it shouldn't be even because you
It
need to
shouldn't be
display yourself as
It
you
shouldn't be
need
an
to
issue.
display yourself as the person that you want to be, that you feel
Mhm.
comfortable with, and else.
Absolutely.
Hiding yourself just gives yourself more pain.
Yeah.
Since what hiding just essentially brings is more uncomfiness. You will question yourself again, and so on and so forth, because you just don't feel welcome anymore at some point from just hiding.
Yeah, and you just don't feel like you can even be yourself around people. You just kind of got to put on a mask, and then when you're only living life under that mask, you don't want to keep living that life.
Yeah. I mean, Germany here, for example, they have been even making special IDs for even trans people that they can recognize themselves within as well, where it's actually written like what person they are, if they're non-binary, gender fluid and such.
would that be applied to everybody, including cisgender people?
I mean, they get the normal kind of ID, but like the trans ID is somewhat changed since it needs a bit more information about the person, like
Like,
pronouns,
what what is
what
the
kind of.
point of making it specifically about trans people if not to point them out and identify them specifically? Because, like, I personally think pronouns should be on all basic IDs. It shouldn't be a trans people get this ID because they're different.
It
That's
just
kind of my issue.
it's just the kind of thing with normal IDs. They like know, okay, the person is female, male. Like you don't need to know the difference between the two, you know. But like for those that are trans and some people that don't particularly know about other pronouns, other genders and such, that is why those other IDs exist in the first place. That people, when they go into like clubs and such, right, they get checked on their ID. Those people that then check the ID is just like, okay, this is a new ID that I have not seen yet. It's exactly like the other ID, but there has been more info, more text written specifically towards the person to respect them, just so that
Okay.
other conflicts do not exist. Like you have pronouns as if you want on there. It's
Yeah,
gender, of course, needs to be written on it so that the person can be respected separately as well. But also
totally
generally
valid.
just like it still looks similar to the original ID that exists nowadays.
You understand where I'm coming from with being a little jumpy on the
I know.
yeah, yeah, you
I
know.
get that, believe me. But
And
like
you know, I absolutely don't want to be jumping to making that label, especially with talking with the German that I don't even think fits that label. You're pretty, very fucking different.
I know it's just my cities in particular, they have even given out the handle that the city is more proactive towards trans people and helping them. Because they never mention anything about trans people being able to vote, and they particularly mentioned one day, I think it was like 2019 even, when they said officially like, for any trans person, we have special IDs for any of you that really want a very special one towards showing yourself of who you are and such. And if you still want to vote, you can vote. There is no issue with that. Because supposedly there was some questioning regarding trans people and such within like the main building and such. But like they brought it out at some point and was like, okay, the sixes now. They did it in my city. I don't know about others particularly.
Huh. I actually didn't know about that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, my city is somewhat large, but also small, I kind of would say.
My city is definitely pretty large. One of the biggest in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, frankly, I'm not even afraid of being doxxed by saying that I'm in Vancouver. Because there's literally like 8 cities that make up the Vancouver, greater Vancouver area. Like, literally no grasslands between them, kind of thing. Like, the border
Yeah.
for some of the cities is like called Boundary Road. So,
Yeah,
like,
it's like
fucking,
incredibly massive.
it's huge.
Like the thing is with my city, there is no other city basically connected to it because it's one whole thing. So like, yeah, I don't really care about doxing myself because I used to also call people like, hey, if you want to beat me up, come to my city. Like I give them the name of my city to bring them here because German idiots are German idiots, and if they want to fight, they can fight. I don't care. I'm gonna call the cops on them.
Just make sure you bring yourself a baseball bat, a glove, and a ball.
Oh,
That way,
believe me, I don't
you
need to
have
do any of that
plausible
when my
deniability.
father is connected to the police.
Oh, okay, bitchin'.
I can just message my dad here. I need direct connection to the main police station here in my city, and just can go ahead and like, yeah, there's a person that wants to try to beat me up. I perhaps need someone that overwatches me and then perhaps intervenes.
Yeah, like somebody wants to beat me up and they called me out in front of the flagpole at 3 p.m. after school today. Can you just send like a cop to patrol around to just happen to patrol around there at that time? That's really genius thinking. Plausible
Yeah.
deniability for you. They can't give you shit for that because they'll never know. And a cop just happens to show up when they're being a cunt.
Yeah, that's why it's a funny thing that
Oh, it's genius.
there's so many things happening in my city. It's generally also scary because there has been a raising of stabbings lately.
Really?
Because for whole small and like you have many side paths and else that are just particularly not watched over. For how small my cities, it's scary at this point now. Like if you walk, let's say around this time on my end, it's now like 11 p.m. If you go outside now, you should have some kind of defense like pepper spray, which you can wear around because in particular it's meant always as self-defense. Rush, it's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, just stay safe out there, okay?
I know.
Like, I do, I do consider you an adult. You can take care of yourself. I do worry, but like, I get it. I'm out at night at times too, out having a smoke, and I understand why people tell me to be safe and stuff. But I'm fucking 6'1" and like one of the scariest fucking people out there. If you piss me off.
I mean, that's the one thing about my girlfriend. I told her many times that I'm fine and such, and she honestly has sometimes the urge to just. She wants to just take a boat and come over. And for fuck's sake, she's
She was
6'3" and she's
6'6". I
really
didn't know
athletic.
that.
My girlfriend is the half of both of you. She's 6'3".
Oh wow.
The thing is, she's muted, so she can also be incredibly silent, so you don't even know when she's attacking.
Oh, I fucking love being over 6 feet tall and then like sneaking up behind somebody and then just like they don't notice and then you're suddenly looming over 2 feet higher
Oh my
than
god.
them and they're like, holy fuck.
Stop, I feel small. Fuck you.
My leg's small, it's cute.
Shush. 5'11" is a pain for me because I constantly feel small in my city. Because like
Fair
everyone
enough,
feels like
fair
they're
enough.
over 6.
I won't do
'Cause
what
like
my girlfriend does to me and call you shorty. I'll
oh
more
my
than likely
god.
be 7'1" by the next 3 years.
X
Getting a
fucking
surgery?
excuse
What?
me?
How 7'1"? We
Probably
should get
growing
back
more.
onto topic with the interviews. So, what is something you wish you were taught when you first got into content creation?
Honestly, not looking at my viewer counter ever.
Oh my god, it's
If
been
you if
such a
you
blessing
fucking
to not do that.
if you fucking believe me how long I've been doing this throughout all my years of either YouTube or even Twitch, you would be disappointed in me. Cause you would also be kind of fucking amazed by me because I went through 10 hours a day streams, 10 plus hours even, sometimes even 24 hours plus, and always had this viewer counter open. I never
Yeah,
had it away,
yeah, I've
but I
had
just
that
kept
too.
going.
Where I've done like a 10 to 18 hour stream playing 7 Days to Die, Twitch integration on, and just watching that viewer count sit at 0 or 1. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like playing Assetto Corsa, I was playing shooters, I was playing rhythm games, just all kind of stuff, even PS1 games during the time, and did almost anything really. I just kept going. I don't really care. But I was also drinking so many energies back then, fucking partly wrecking my liver as well as stomach.
Good times, good times. I do that too. Is there a kind of content you've wanted to make or see but feel like it's too niche?
Honestly, in particularly, it's been lately even Roblox. Because
What?
the thing with streaming Roblox, right? You know how it's like mostly a minor game?
Yeah, that's why I'm
That's
sussy
the,
of people that play it and interact with me.
that's like the thing is with me, I like to play Roblox myself. I don't care about interacting with any of them because I just want to play games. But like there has been so much shit happening behind the Roblox scene, especially now lately. They've been even mentioning shit like they want to allow dating, online dating in there, but also want to
What?
add they want to add an extra layer of age verification for no reason. Like they just want to. One of
Like,
their that was basically, by the way, from their CEO of
that's
Roblox.
like the only game or whatever that allows pre-13-year-olds because they're so strict with their shit.
Yes, it's uh, it's from the CEO directly that they've mentioned that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go Roblox myself, huh?
Because I honestly also kind of want to stop playing Roblox slowly because of that shit.
It's
Since
sussy.
it's not
That's
just
all I can
sussy, but
say.
like
It's
you
sussy.
have so many games with minors playing it because they always get like their parents' ID and shit to just register them as themselves as 13 plus, which is already fucking disgusting. Then you have the voice
I
chat in
played
Roblox.
GTA as a 13-year-old because my friend had got his parents to rent it for him. I can't really blame people for that. My
Yeah,
issue is that Roblox is um promoted as a
they've started.
family-friendly game.
They not just promoted as a family friendly game, they started as a kids game.
Yeah, like an
They were first
explicitly minor game.
it
And
was
then there are
specifically
people that
first kids
specifically
game.
want to make lewds in that? In that garbage looking graphics? They want horny? Why? Because it's meant to be for kids? Oh my god, this bad. I don't want
I'm sorry,
Roblox. I
but
don't like
Roblox
Roblox.
is Minecraft is even better than Roblox.
Oh, Minecraft porn looks way better than Roblox porn. Don't get me wrong.
Specifically two certain content creators that I very deeply follow and fucking love with what they do.
Better not be Dream.
But no, who the
I'm kidding. I don't care who you follow. You can follow Dream for all I care.
I don't I hate Dream.
Okay,
Genuinely,
cool. You're
I
Pog.
do not like Dream from his behavior and else because it's incredibly clickbaity and else. I don't care
Yeah,
about his
and
cheating incident and
his
else. I don't like him.
I don't care about cheating either. I don't care about his personal life. I care about like his video mask. That was really really bad. And his fans. Holy shit. He doesn't give a shit about the rampant
His
homophobia and
fans are
transphobia in
an
his
army.
fans.
His fans are an army. That's what they are.
Yeah, and
As
they're
much
so
as I
fucking rabid.
even when someone is gonna come at me like, hey, yo, we aren't an army, shut the fuck up. Holy shit, you all are in an army. You're literally fucking a bunch of gremlins sitting in a cellar,
You're
waiting for Dream to post another video and then just follow his ass onto anything and everything.
God, they're
That is
just a
what
bunch
they
of
are.
trolls without a bridge.
Yes. Oh no, they're dwarves without any iron, without a mind.
Dwarves without any iron.
They don't have a mind.
No, no, I
It's
guess
just an
not.
empty field.
Dwarves without a mind. Rebels without a cause. Dream sexuals without a dream.
No.
Yeah, I went there. Could you imagine if I fucking got into beef with Dream? That would make my dick so hard.
I swear to God, it doesn't take a lot of effort to get in beef with him, but it also doesn't take a lot of effort to bring just like a bunch of people. Like, if you piss off one Dream fan, you bring
They
the
alert
entire
the
horde.
army.
It's literally the fucking Left 4 Dead you've alerted the horde notification.
That's kind of funny. And you know me, I'm a V supporter and I fucking love clout. So I might just push the dream button once or twice.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Maybe. We'll see. Not right now. I mean, we
I
already
really-
might have with the shit we just said, but I'm not going to be making an explicit video about Dream yet.
with how much drama he's also been causing as well as around him in general.
Oh my god, I know, but I
This
do try
is
to focus more on VTubers, but like I can't deny the reach of
don't
Dream.
don't. I can just say don't.
Don't?
It's a rabbit hole that's a black hole. That is what it is. Quite
Mm,
literally. Once you're
we'll
sucked
see.
in there, you will never get out.
Yeah, I do kind of want to focus on VTubers
That's why
because
don't.
I want to push
Don't involve
progressive
yourself.
thinking to VTubers. There's not
Yeah.
not enough progressive commentators in the VTuber spaces. I'll die
Yeah.
on this hill. Is there a kind of content you've wanted to make or see but feel like it's too niche?
We already had that. We're on the what's
We
the
did?
biggest project.
Oh, okay. What's the biggest project you're working on?
Genuinely really playing through Dark Cloud 2 really, because with Gage bringing me into that game, I kind of noticed that there's a lot of pictures that you need to do. You need to do a lot of grinding. You need to learn how the game functions here and there. The game is too much to handle. It's gonna definitely be at least like a week or a month of whole just streaming content on there, because I've already done like 4 hours of off-stream grinding trying to get a bunch of pictures in game. There's a lot to do in Dark Cloud 2.
I've heard good things of it, never played it myself.
It's a good game, genuinely. I need to say that because they do have an iconic feature that you can level up your weapons and else personally, and do also quests with them too.
I like that
But
concept where it actually gets you invested in the equipment you're using.
yeah, the weapons do not break completely, but like they have a usage bar, and you need to repair them constantly. So like you do need to grind items, you need to grind money, you need to do pictures of items that you see in the world sometimes, because there are also rare pictures that you kind of also need as well.
Okay.
Since Gage kind of wants to be on my stream whenever I do stream Dark Cloud 2, because there are many things on the game itself where I just kind of need to keep an eye open.
That's fair enough. I've heard that it's actually quite in depth of a game.
It's like, I think, 12 chapters long, and each chapter is roughly like an hour or two long, including then on top like perhaps 2 hours of grinding. The more you go further in, maybe like up to 4 to 6 hours of grinding even. Especially when you are at the last chapter, you need to grind at least 10 hours, I think, from what I've read. It's a lot.
Yeah, like I've had people try to sell me on it and it's like, "Okay, bro, the mechanics sound great and amazing. This is too much. I've got very limited time. Let me go grab my dick, okay?" Okay. um if you could collaborate with any content creator, who would it be?
Any content creator.
Yeah.
There are genuinely many that I do still want to collab with like Shua even, because she even herself still wants to collab with me. But like the thing is, I'm honestly happy with anyone that I genuinely am around with. Even when I haven't talked with many anymore, because I've been in so many Discords, I've been in so many VTuber circles and else. It's a lot.
Yeah, like I was in a fuckload of servers a while back, but then I kind of had a bit of a depressive gamer moment and like left all but like a tiny handful of servers cuz I was dealing with struggling like I'm in these servers, I'm never engaging. I feel like I'm just feigning support for them in a way.
Yeah,
I was running in bad circles. I'm a bad person kind of thing and
I
I
know
left
what
a
you mean.
lot of
Don't worry.
servers. I didn't really talk with the owners about it because, well, most of them they weren't really close with me in DMs. Like we're good acquaintances, I guess. We're on friendly speaking terms, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
But I, it's been something that's kind of held over my head for a while. Even though like nobody's holding it against me that I know of, it's like my brain holds it against me for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What was I going to ask next? Oh yeah, right. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh my god. Fucking tongue twister. God damn it, you.
I just want to know your answer.
I don't know.
Okay, it's okay. I'll explain it. A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. I didn't want to use the how far's really been because you watch my shit. That one wouldn't have been too much of a surprise for you. I got to make my ambushes fun.
Yeah. I mean, I could come in with a German tongue twister, but nobody would understand it.
No, probably not. What skill would you say has taken you the longest to improve?
Honestly, anger management. It's the one skill I genuinely used to need it back then, and really is the one skill that I need to this day still. Because I used to be quite the toxic person online, particularly called players back then, if you know about Black Ops 2 era back then.
I used to play Halo 3 online.
Yeah, you can then probably imagine the toxicity back then of players altogether
Mhm.
being like, I don't know, 13, 14, saying shit like, fuck your mom and shit like that.
Yeah, and that's the tame shit.
Believe me, even for tame shit, I kinda went over the board most of the time, even for German itself. And kinda made my parents even question me.
Yeah. I mean, I've had gamer moments like that where my closest friends and family have been like, "Really think that shit, Briley?" Ah,
But
I've
yeah,
had bad
kinda,
influences, and I'm just trying to be funny. Just saying.
I mean, the side really anger management is mainly just like trying to be informative about retro games, really. That would be the other skill mainly.
Yeah. Do. I asked you what skill, right?
Yeah.
I am so bad at this because I'm getting distracted in DMs as well. How do you like to spend your free time not working on content?
I mean, I particularly hang around in Discords. I play games as well as Roblox, that I've mentioned previously already.
Mm-hmm.
I grind games as well off stream if I need to, particularly Dark Cloud 2, as I mentioned as well before. But like in general, just like anything regarding mental stability as well, because my stability hasn't been the best.
No, I wouldn't say it has been either, but I feel
I
like I've
mean,
been able to help in some small ways myself, and I'm glad about that.
a lot of people are
Mhm.
generally helping here and there. It's just like even my brain sometimes doesn't really understand most of the time. It's hard.
Yeah, like your brain will, at least my brain likes to tell me that people aren't actually caring about me. They don't actually want to help me. They just want to use me for their own ends, but I got to fight
Uh,
through that. And it's like, I got to trust my friends.
Worse than that.
Shut up, brain. Yes,
Worse than that.
I
Way worse.
imagine that you get worse. My mind definitely gets a lot worse. I am simplifying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Where would you like to see your platform in 5 years?
Honestly, being genuinely just a retro channel, talking about retro games, being informative about them, genuinely just having fun with other people, bringing them into older games, how simple the time has been compared to nowadays with like you have games over 100 gigabytes. Why do you need that? You don't need a game with over 100 gigabytes.
But you gotta have those 4K grass textures.
4K grass textures, my ass, those are less than 1 gigabyte if you make them properly.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
There are,
They don't
just to
optimize
mention
their games well enough because they don't care.
that as well, but like you also have enough games from little indie devs that have like with 10, 15 gigabytes and their graphics are phenomenal still. You have, there's one game that has been talked about because of how hyper realistic it is.
Stardew
It's
Valley?
like it, no. That is not a, that is a pixel game.
I know.
There
I
is a
know.
realistic shooter game that makes you look like it's from a body cam, but for it basically being like a demo show off of the game itself, people have been complaining about the game within it being made in Unreal Engine 5 and how hyper realistic it looks. Because you have like that fisheye look, it looks like very small, very blurry, and all that stuff.
9 out of 10. Garbage game. Looks like
It
shit.
no, it's straight up an 11 out of 10 for the hyper realism.
Yeah, I'm
Because
just making a joke that people will have
yeah,
high ratings in reviews and then still shit talk it the entire time. And I'm not talking about like criticisms. I'm talking shit talking.
yeah. The funny thing about it though is that people have been complaining that it's too realistic as a game demo itself. And I can understand that genuinely because it really looks like you are in person looking through that body cam, playing the character that is walking through that building and killing criminals as a policeman.
That is pretty fucked up.
I mean, you can kind of think of that like broken down house, you're in some kind of like really bad place. You're the only cop left behind because like all your other buddies have potentially died or something else like that. And there's still some kind of like criminals left behind in that building and you need to clear it out. And you genuinely have that like the camera is not like the head look, but it's straight up from like chest height. So the pistol even partly is like in the block of the view even. And it's like really, really realistic. And people complain about that.
I mean, there is a point of being too realistic to the point where you can't even indulge in the fantasy of the game you're playing. Like with with the camera for the first person being literally in the torso where it's being blocked, that, yes, it's realistic, but it 100% detracts from a consumer's enjoyment of the game. At least in my
Yeah.
opinion, in my partially educated dropout opinion.
Yeah, that's the dumb thing though. People want to be realistic. They want to go further. They want to have games look like it's actual real.
Well, I mean,
That
they
is
can
why
look
they do
real, but
VR.
they also got to take into account how the end user will be seeing their game. So, like,
Yeah,
again, with the body cam, location camera, or whatever, I wouldn't want to do that personally for any game I'm developing.
I mean, it was mainly just a demo of the game because
Oh, yeah,
there
totally fair.
will likely not be a release of that game within the next months, even perhaps even at least a year, because it's incredibly high detailed. you can also notice a slight difference between realism and actually it being a game, even from itself, because of how the enemies are. But I would also definitely notice that they will definitely change the game more to be not too overly realistic, since it does still want to give that feature of like, you want to be there as a person. You need to kind of experience how cop would be running around and such. Basically, kind of like a SWAT experience and such.
Okay.
Because there have been multiple events that people want to also kind of know, but they don't also realize how dangerous a job of a policeman outside of like any kind of range would be.
Yeah, like I personally take the stance of fuck the police. I also recognize that it is a an actually needed position, even if its execution in modern day is not the best.
It's not just not the best, but like you have so
Oh, I'm
many
putting it
genuine.
so lightly.
Yeah,
I
you
do
have
have
so little
conservatives
amount.
in my audience that, well, they get triggered.
It's just you have so
Hello.
little amount of genuine policemen that are doing their job for what they should be, but then risk their life for almost anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the true shame about genuinely police and such in every country now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like Canada
really
likes to
can't.
be likes to present themselves as we're progressive. We're like America, but we're more progressive. And you ever heard of the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, our federal police? That was explicitly created to put down Indigenous people. Yay! And what has Canada done to make amends for that? Canada gave Indigenous children a statutory holiday for being murdered in schools.
Oh god,
Yeah, that's what Canada did. Totally
I
made up
heard
for
of
it.
them.
Got notifications on, but still didn't get notification. What the fuck?
Need to being fucky again. Or maybe also phone being fucky.
Yeah, it could be. Shifting gears away from content. Do you have a favorite music genre?
In particularly, it's been a mixture between house music, particularly direction of like electronic and such, to
Mm-hmm.
just vibe to, but also it's been towards rock because of games like Ultra Kill, even because like it just fits. It's like Doom. It just is there, and you want more.
Yeah.
But the other thing is also in general just like lo-fi.
Okay, I get that. I get that. That's got some nice chill tunes. YouTube
It's
fucking
not just
true.
that, but lo-fi also has kind of that just like you can make multiple different instruments that have more lighter or different kind of a tone that might be also a bit electric even, and just make something that is chill on a low BPM, because it's slow music, you can relax to it, since a lot of game music, even if you slow that music down and give it like some kind of like natural bongos, maybe some acoustic guitar and such, you will feel more relaxed than just like fucking in danger or some shit.
I would love to hear a relaxing version of the Sonic Drowning song.
There is.
Oh my fucking god.
There is. I can tell you right away, there is existing.
That's horrifying.
Game hops, or I need to open up Spotify's one off for that. But there is one particular channel that also has a Spotify account. They share like a bunch of playlists and such, particularly regarding game music. Game shops is what they're called.
Okay, okay.
They have a lot of creators that make music and just share them in general. from relaxing music to also just remixes and other stuff. But I can definitely tell you there has been a person that definitely made a remix of the drowning sound and make it lo-fi.
That's pretty great. I gotta check this channel out. What song would be played endlessly on loop in your personal hell?
Endlessly in my hell.
Yeah, like your most
Uh
detested song.
fuck. There's so many songs that I just despise because, for example, you know how on the radio, whenever you listen to like a radio station for like
Mhm.
years and years, you can notice how there's been just like those few songs that just constantly playing non-stop every single day for at least an hour or two, where you just at some point just like, stop, please. I
Yeah,
don't
or
want it anymore.
like I used to work a job where we would always be listening to the radio throughout the day, and I swear to God, sometimes we would hear like the flavor of the month song. Like at that time, it was "Call Me Maybe." We heard that like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like more more times than hours we worked.
You know what's worse?
We had one station on the entire time because everybody else didn't want to fucking listen to that one or didn't want
The
to
one
fucking listen to anything
station,
else.
the one station in my city has been playing throughout the entire winters every single year. Last Christmas, every single day, 15 times minimum.
Oh, baby, do you know
You
what that's
will be
worth?
so sick of that.
Hey, you did catch that. Baby, do you know what that's worth?
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh,
I've
you
got
know
a
what?
metal version of that song.
Barbie Girl song.
Come on, Bobby, let's go party. Ah, 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 yeah. Where are we? Where are we? Do you have a food that you like that not many others do?
I mean, I know sushi isn't liked from many people,
It is an
but
acquired taste. That's true.
the thing is, like, I myself am a very picky eater, but I'm also kind of just moving on to eating more foods. Like,
Okay.
I wanna push myself to make more food as well as trying to taste more for my parents as well with what they make. Which I still cannot get myself to with most of what they do because like they make massive meals where I just like, if I taste that, do I need to eat the rest of that or not?
I hate that
Like,
feeling.
yeah,
Like I want to try new foods, but I don't want to like throw away food that I don't just because I don't like it. But
yeah.
then nobody else will
My
eat it, and it's like, ugh.
yeah, my cousin in particularly that is still within my town here, and I kind of haven't been hanging around her a lot anymore. She kind of brought me in general to eat more Japanese food, Chinese food, and such because she generally wants to go to Japan.
Okay, yeah, I got friends like that.
Because also she keeps on memorizing me that like Japan eats so much weird food. You sometimes even question yourself, is
I
this
mean,
even
it's
edible?
weird to us. They eat it all the time.
Yeah, like that's why I
We
mean
eat
it's
weird.
questionable.
People think poutine is weird because it's got poo in the name, but it's like the greatest fucking invention of food in the world. No, shove that poutine in your mouth,
Oh my
taste it,
god.
and enjoy
No.
the brown deliciousness.
No.
No.
I know the food. I
Okay,
swear
okay.
to God.
I'll stop. I'll stop talking about the best food ever.
Oh my god. I tried poutine. I don't like it.
Wait. I just gotta end call real quick. Fucking don't like poutine. I thought we were friends. um. If you could have anything for breakfast, what would it be?
For breakfast,
Pudding.
I mean, honestly, there is in particular just there's so many foods that I would like to constantly have at breakfast, but I do have them at breakfast already.
Yeah.
So basically, there is bread, what you can have, but it is less hitting towards proteins and else, since it's more healthy. Um, I don't know how it's called in English because the German and the English pronunciation is somewhat similar. Um,
How's it
also
pronounced in
kind of
German?
also kind of forgot the word at the same time too.
Oh,
Uh,
the horrors of being bilingual. You're trying to think of a description for a word that in one language, and then you're like, wait,
yeah.
how do you pronounce it in the other language? And then you just
Okay, the
completely
thing
forget
is,
the word.
I remember the word again. Basically, it's dark bread, but the thing is that dark bread is not normal wheat. It's a completely different kind of wheat that is used. Because
I like different kinds of weed being used.
so the thing is, like in normal wheat, as you know, there's always some kind of sugar inside it that will always hit your body to make it also fat and such, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is with that dark bread, there is natural sugar that is not included from normal wheat like other breads have normally, which makes it more healthy. You can have it even within a diet, even if you want to, because you can just cut it up and make it into a drink or something like that. Because that wheat itself is just in general healthy, as weird as it might be. I think it's called rye bread, but I don't know.
Honestly,
Because in
I don't
German,
know enough about breads.
in
Yeah,
in
somebody in chat
Germany,
is asking rye bread, so you might be on point with that one.
yeah, it's called in German Dinkel,
Dinkel?
Dinkel, and it's basically a different kind of bread in general.
Internet, don't be
Spelt,
slow. I'm trying to
spelt
fact
or rye
check.
bread, yeah.
Trying to fact check Len. Oh, it's trying to pull up the Deutsch
The German one.
yeah, the German
Some
Wikipedia.
people say, just from scrolling further, it's coming as spelt or rye bread. So yeah. I know that, Natalie.
Not just sugar, but also high fructose corn syrup. That's in like corn is like in
Chemical.
everything in America.
Chemicals. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's chemicals. It's a preservative.
Too much chemicals. Too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's like energy drinks.
Okay, now I'm actually ending the call with you because you actually offended me.
Come on. You
So
know it's true that they have a shit ton of chemicals and fucking energy drinks.
yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm just making my jokes. What topic could you talk about the most?
Retro games.
Really?
And
I
games
didn't
in
get
general.
that impression.
But yeah, it's just games, dreadful games, and else. It's just in general, my kind of just scene in general. Particularly, also even PCs themselves, because I really love working on PCs and such.
Okay, yeah. I've built a PC or two in my day.
Many. My PC used to be built by myself, but my dad is also kind of the PC specialist by itself, since he used to start as an electrician.
Okay, okay.
So I kind of have been put with him into learning IT and such.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Because it's I would say it's pretty important to know how to connect, reconnect, and at least tune up your computer in today's day and age.
Not just that, but also trying to make sure to wear an electrostatic band, because in particularly when you work on a PC and it was started once at least, you don't know if there's any static left within it.
Oh yeah, you gotta really worry about that part too.
The worst is on the phones. Believe me that. I've worked on one phone and never again.
Like a
It's
landline or a mobile?
no, like an Android phone.
Okay, like a mobile phone.
Because the thing is with Android phones, you can imagine a PC compressed
Yeah,
incredibly fucking small.
it's
And
literally a computer in our pockets.
yeah, it's literally why it's called also a mobile phone or anything else really, because it's a smartphone.
Yeah,
But like, um, the main thing with the issue of smartphones in general is just like, due to them having a battery, if you do not empty out the entire battery, there will always be electricity running through the entire board. And that is why an electrostatic band will save your fucking life. Because even when the shock is small enough, you will potentially have also a heart attack from it, how badly it is. Because a
yep,
badly damaged battery can kill.
yep. All it needs to do is send a not even that strong jolt through your arm and up through your heart. If it passes through there, you can be fucked. Because guess what?
It does take a bit if you have a really healthy heart.
Yes, yes, it certainly does. But
But like,
still, we use electrical impulses in our bodies to send signals from brain to organs to actually have our bodies function.
yeah,
And applying outside electricity to that doesn't really go well.
I mean that's why tasers particularly make the muscle spasm, because they have that kind of electricity range that you just
It just
um
forces the muscles to all tense up.
yeah, which is a different electricity than phones give out, because they
Yeah.
also give out amps in particularly, which do next to the volts even a damaging effect to the muscles even on top, if it's a high enough
Yeah, I think
voltage.
amps are the we're I can't remember which one was the one that you really don't want to have a higher
Amps.
ish number. Amps? Yeah, okay.
The thing is with amps and volts, volts can be a really, really, really high number. The amps are very in detail, but can be a very specific number. They can be deadly as fuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect example, Electroboom. You probably heard of him.
No.
He makes a lot of electricity experiments because he's also an electrician, but he messes up also a lot here and there, because sometimes it just happens. You cannot expect everything to happen perfectly, particularly as an electrician. So all the experiments Electroboom does do also potentially harm him as well, since it is very dangerous what he does every single time
Oh yeah,
from
I've watched that guy.
most of the
He's
videos.
fucking funny.
It's not just funny, but he's trying to be educative while also risking himself every single time, you know?
I don't think he's actually fully risking himself because
He
like
is risking
he
himself
seems
fully.
to know what he's doing. It's like a controlled risk. That's what I see
It's
with the dude.
yes,
He's shocking
but
himself for entertainment value and he's providing edutainment. He's teaching people in a way that's getting it to stick in their minds and makes them laugh. I used to touch
oh my
outlets with a sponge all the time when I did tile work.
god.
Natalie, oh my god. Did you die? I hope
I
not.
mean,
I like
I
you.
definitely can expect that you've been shocked multiple times. Definitely here and there a bit more of a like yikes,
Yeah,
or
like
suddenly
I
just like
work
jumping up
construction and sometimes the electricians don't exactly, you know, put a cap on their wires that's just hanging down because they're stepping away for like a quick
like
second.
some kind of safety.
Yeah, yeah. Like a little cap just to uh keep anybody from accidentally bumping into it from getting like a sort of shock. And like I'm carrying material. I don't see the wire there, but then all of a sudden it's just a little twitch, and if I'm carrying
Yeah.
glass, that could be enough to drop it and cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with touching electricity over time, right? Even when you charge up as a person,
You just twitch a bit.
your body
Oh my
will get
God,
also
Natalie.
used to it too. That is the other thing. Your body will get used to electricity sometime as well, because you
Humans
yourself can
adapt.
also not just adapting, but you will get electricity resistance in particularly.
Interesting. I should try out.
Because
I should try that out. Back
I
to
mean, I
Cap.
wouldn't say you should try it out particularly, honestly, but like the thing is just in general that there's a certain amount of resistance we humans ourselves have.
Mm-hmm.
It can be lightly increased over a certain amount of time of getting shocked and such, but the thing is there's also a certain point where due to the certain amount you will receive, your heart will just stop.
Yeah, like it's not something you can just endlessly build up resistance to and then you're perfectly immune to it. That's kind of dumb thinking.
Yeah, because the thing is, the electricity needs to go somewhere because your body will notice that you have too much electricity within you, which cause muscle spasms
Yeah.
as well as random twitching
Mhm.
and many other things as well as even random heart stopping. Even that also completely happens for some people that do had very deep shocks.
Yeah, it's you got to be careful with electricity.
That is why sometimes when you do notice that you have been shocked, try to ground yourself when you can.
Yeah, like I'm
Because
constantly touching wood, touching doors, touching
no, wood
other
doesn't do
people.
shit.
Yeah, it dissipates
What
static electricity. So it
that
makes me
do,
feel
but
better.
like I would particularly most of the time suggest have something where you can know from looking it up. It's something from which you can ground yourself off to not have any static within your body still. Because if you leave it inside of you, you will shock other people, of course, yes. But the static electricity within yourself can also move onto other people.
Yeah, that's kind of how static works. It loves to do that.
Yep.
What topic would you like to avoid at all costs?
Drama.
And yet you're friends with me.
I mean, the thing is, there are certain drama topics I sure don't want to talk about because you know
Honestly, most of
yourself
it's
that there's
interpersonal and it doesn't need to be public, but it gets made public anyways.
yeah, but then on top the other thing is there are certain drama topics that are either about to end or something like that, and like I don't mind to involve myself in that at that point and just like talk with the people. Or if a friend is involved, I at least want to overview the situation and such, as you probably know from a recent situation that I've talked to you about with
Yes.
to certain people.
Yeah, and we don't need to be bringing that up here.
They don't need to be mentioned. But like in general, drama topics like that, it's just like I don't mind to overview it. I just don't want to mention it, maybe. Unless I really need to because it's been getting too much.
Which is totally fair. Who is the most interesting person you have met or interacted with?
Interesting person. Honestly, it has been mainly Trua.
Yeah?
Because simply, even when Trua has a massive reach and such, after meeting Shoga, I've kind of got to know more Trua, which
Shoga?
also Shoga is a slime tier. Hold on,
Oh.
let me pull
It's
up
like
her
I
Twitter
know
for myself.
Trua. Well, I know of
Shoga,
her. We don't really interact very much, but like I follow her, she
mhm.
doesn't follow me. I like her model
So the
though.
thing is,
She's funny.
Trua has a lovely model, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think my only criticism of her is she lets quote tweets get to her too much.
Yeah. But also the other thing, True makes a fun of a lot of people because of them trying to do some shit else, which is honestly funny.
Yeah.
Which is also why she shitposts a lot.
Good. Shit posting is fun. Needs to be done more.
That's the thing, she does it a lot for funsies. But like regarding Shoga, she's a slime goddess that is also, if I, that's the wrong account. I need to look at the other account from her. Yeah, just slime goddess. She's basically somewhat of like tentacle related and such, but like the thing is in general that I love her model. She has been making a new model and such for like the last few months. Due to IRL problems, she hasn't done any streams and such, but like Shoga and True are the main people that really just have been interesting to talk to.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really gotten the chance to DM Trua. Granted,
Oh,
I
you can
haven't.
always DM her.
Yeah, like, granted, I haven't sent her a DM myself because, you know me, I'm terrible at sending DMs first.
Don't make me DM True.
No, I'm not going to make you DM her or. You don't need to DM her for me. Just. She just seems
I
cool.
know.
I honestly worry about coming off as a clout shark. Because, yes, I love my clout, but I don't. I try not to take advantage of people for that clout. Except for a few V grifters, because that's what they do to other people, and fair's fair, right?
That's the one funny thing about True. She kind of does it, but also does it more for fun instead of trying to really bring people to her. So like it's kind of like a 50-50 with how she's been on Twitter the last year now. Because she's
Okay.
been constantly blowing up as well on top.
Oh yeah, she's been going really far. I imagine she'll keep going. I hope so,
It's
anyways.
also, it's also just funny. I wake up in the morning and I see her Twitter blowing up with a bunch of shit posts, and I see her in the VC just like, okay, it's shit porning midnight again. Because it's like 3 a.m. for her head. That point, just shit posts like crazy. Like, okay, you can chill now.
Yeah, people tend to get loopy when they're up that late. If you could have lucid dreams, what would they be about?
Funnily enough, I had lucid dreams.
I've
It's,
heard that quite a few times. More people have had lucid dreams than I expected.
it's not just that I also had lucid dreams, but I also had a bunch of deja vu dreams on top, like next to each other, all kind of wounded up. You know, it's weird to think about, but like it's overall and particularly also creepy to have lucid dreams in the first place because you don't know what to do most of the time as well, because you're just there instead of like in space of nothingness. But on top is also just like the few times I genuinely had a lucid dreams, they scared the fuck out of me.
Really?
I It was during my at least worst times I had mostly lucid dreams. I couldn't move at all and it genuinely always scared me.
That does kind of sound like sleep paralysis to me.
It
Natalie says
was
vodka
kind of
and shit posting. Ah, comrade.
it was kind of sleep paralysis, but like it was still an out of body experience, but like I didn't know what to do. That's why I was just like in shock and such, and I was just not moving because I just don't know. Plus also with my fucking massively horrible mental state back then, I just like had so many weird rooms I was in and such. No, it's it has been better, but like no, I don't want to go back to back then.
Fair enough. Has any story gotten you to change your perspective?
honestly, there's been many stories that I've seen since back then to now, particularly like talking people on experience between multiple families that they've been in and such. There's a lot of heavy stuff. And I still read through it because it's interesting, but the same is also with like anime as well. A lot of anime and mangas do try to kind of also implement certain deep topics in general that do also change perspectives altogether.
Yeah,
You
I
have
mean, that's
books,
what
you
good
have
stories
manga.
do.
Yeah, a lot of people say anime is shit to watch, but no, it's not. There are good enough animes, specifically old ones, that have just a perspective about the old days of back then. For example, a lot of Japan has been very specifically shown off back then, that just really that really show how bad it used to be back then. It's also really fucking scary sometimes when you watch old anime and you see some of the like background stuff that they've added due to how old Japan used to be back then and how bad it has been, like 1980s, 1990s. It's fucking scary sometimes.
I'm from the 90s.
Yeah, but like I mean, like you have old anime like Great Teacher Onizuka, which I've watched, which I still find funny as fuck, but they do represent also how Japan used to be back then.
I've heard really good things of GTO. I just never ended up watching it myself.
Do it. Genuinely, do it. You will laugh your fucking ass off. It has a lot of adult jokes and such, but like it does also show a side of the old Japan, particularly school side, that are really fucking messed up as fuck. Specifically at the beginning of the entire series.
Okay. Yeah, a lot
So
of
I would say when you start watching it, there are a few trigger things that you really need to be careful about. But I would tell you that off stream, of course, rather on stream,
Oh, I'm not
because
too terribly
I
worried about
don't want to mention those
triggering
words.
stuff.
Yeah, but I don't want to really mention those words on stream, you know?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
that's why.
Is there anything on your mind you feel should have more attention brought to it?
God, more attention to my mind about it. There's from so many things to like literally nothing with my short-term memory as well, partly in there, stuck in there. Sometimes I just don't remember. I don't really know.
I do not know either sometimes. Typically, when I don't really have an answer for that question, I just go with trans rights. You know, I'm
I mean,
biased.
it's been going on since like 2018, 2019 heavily,
Yeah.
but like I never really noticed it until like last year when I also found out myself. So like, hey, fun.
Nice.
21, 22 and found out about myself more.
I mean, you found out younger than I did. I figured it out at 27. So you got 5 years on me.
Hey, fuck you. I'm gonna be 23 only this year.
I'm sorry. You want me to get your coffin ready?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You can't make old jokes towards me. I'm in my 30s and I'm sleeping with my best friend who's in her 40s. I was trying to think of a funnier way to phrase that, but I decided, fuck it. We'll go that way. What's the weirdest way you've met somebody?
Weirdest way. Genuinely, I'm kind of mixing between loot stuff in general that I just randomly met someone in,
Like,
but
hey,
also just kind of an
you
awkward moment.
didn't buy Koikatsu, did you? Here's the free repack, and then friendship spawns.
No, it's not because of that mainly.
I was referring to how our friendship started.
Hey, our friendship didn't start with fucking Koikatsu, okay?
It
Fuck
didn't?
you.
I remember like the first bit of our DMs is like you helping me get Koikatsu repack.
I mean, that was like weeks after we've already talked and had interactions and such on Twitter
Oh,
and
okay.
talking in VCs or being in the server in general.
Okay,
The
okay.
first,
I
the
I
first
have
thing in our
not the
DMs
best
was just
memory.
like talking about Koikatsu because you've mentioned to me that you wanted to use it. So like yeah,
Yeah.
it was more like the first DM interaction.
Yeah, and since it was the first DM interaction, I kind of forget which people I've been interacting with before we jump into DMs. It's,
Yeah, I know what you
I blame my second succubus mark, or my first one actually. The one that's visible is my second one. That one's
mean.
about
Yeah,
pheromone getting people horny. The other one is when I'm too horny, I lose memories, so I'm forgetful.
believe me when I say this, but mine is fun.
Oh, I bet. What's the most
Oh,
amazing natural occurrence you've witnessed?
natural occurrence. I mean, aside from seeing high school drama being literally bitches bitching against each other, but like,
Bitchless bitching against each other. Yeah, that's pretty much drama.
um, honestly, it's been supernatural experiences for myself, really. Like, just having deja vu dreams that are just not normal to see in the first place because deja vu dreams are usually a supernatural occurrence. No one usually sees the future. And one thing I can say right away is force myself whenever I feel like I see the future, or something like that, to look at a date, some kind of time input, and it just cuts off every single time.
Every
I
single
hate
time you're
it.
just trying to figure out, okay, what
Like
day is it?
it's
What
mostly
year is
whenever
it?
I'm on. Like I
It's
mean,
year of
it's
get the
whenever.
fuck up.
Yeah, like it's been most of the time whenever at my PC when I see those two, but like whenever I drag my mouse down, that's just when the fucking dream just stops. I never get to see the fucking time that it is at the moment. Like
God
I
damn,
just
that
see everything
sucks.
else that happens before. It's just fucking mean.
That it's I swear to God, it's like my lewd dreams, but like I've never had an actual wet dream. Unironically,
It never finishes. You
it never
never get to
fucking
a good end.
starts. I get the foreplay, I get the horny, but then right when the penetration is about to start, I
Nope.
wake up.
It's just nope. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I smoke a lot of weed before I go to sleep. So my brain is like, okay, no dreams tonight. And I just lie down and I get up in the morning. No problem. Fucking brain
Genie,
trying to blue ball me. Why do you think I'm a lewd tuber?
that's more than blue balling. You don't even know what my girlfriend does to me. I
Oh
swear to
my
God.
God. I could go on. But I won't because I
Really?
like my girlfriend.
Really? I will
Yeah.
tell you a little bit in DMs later on.
Okay, I've got some stories to share with you that make me really laugh. I will share one. Okay, so we were in the middle of some fun times with and snuggling, and
Hmm.
literally in the middle of the action, my girlfriend just goes, "Wonder what your brother's doing these days."
What?
And I was like, "Why are you thinking of my younger brother right now?" And she
What?
was like, "No, I was thinking of the older one." I'm like, "Why are you thinking of him? I at least like my little brother."
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play with an asexual that has ADHD. You got to be prepared for that shit. You got to be
Oh my
prepared to be asked
God.
if if you think that your parents might want to get coffee this weekend.
Holy
Seriously.
shit.
We laugh about it now, but I mean, there goes the mast when it happens in the event.
Straight up blue balls.
Yeah,
Instantly
literally.
like a snap.
It's not even intentional, which is why it's like so fucking funny in retrospect.
Oh my god.
Would you ever go to space if given the chance?
Genuinely, yes.
It'd be pretty.
Just because it's not just pretty, but it's just in general the experience that first of all you're off the main planet. You are away from home. You see beyond just like looking out into the air and just looking at the stars.
Yeah, it'll be the furthest away from home you've ever been. And I mean, who wouldn't want to at least see the stars without the atmosphere distorting their look?
Markiplier who wants to go beyond the stars.
He's
swear to
already
God.
surpassed all the stars. He's joining celebrities.
That doesn't mean anything, but like Mark
No,
wants
like he's
to
getting in
go-
movies and shit now.
I
He became
does
that
his own
big of a
movies.
YouTuber.
He's not just in movies, but like he's making his own movies.
Oh yeah, and he's doing really well.
It's based on Markiplier. Masterpiece. Genuinely.
Mhm. Absolutely. What do you resent paying for the most?
Resent paying. Shit. Honestly, gacha games.
Mood. I mean, there are people that like them. You spend your money how you want.
Yeah, like
I always get
that.
salty that I just never get the
Yeah.
pulls I want, or I rarely get the pulls that I want.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of point of gacha games that I can fully understand.
Yeah,
But like
it's booster packs, virtual
It's-
booster packs.
it's literally just that I always feel that the issues the developers either want people to grind literally 18 hours a day or they pay like $50 and up.
Yeah, like they force you to play for extenuated periods of time, which is not worth your time if you're just going to drop the cash. You don't understand the draw of Markiplier, don't find him entertaining. I find him hot and funny, so that's his draw to me.
Yeah, I find it really entertaining, particularly also the horror games with him. Since he also tries to, particularly with certain horror games, to be more in depth. While also you can notice that he does get scared of games. He doesn't try to just fake it. Then on top, he also has a shit ton of just shit posting that he does as well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of reasons for people to like him, but I mean, you don't gotta like everybody.
Yeah, no.
How it-
You
how it
can
is.
dislike a person, but it doesn't mean like you have to completely hate people.
Yeah, exactly. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Honestly, the last one I've been in with specifically my boss kind of being more of an abuser to me than anything. So the thing
Where's
is,
my
I was
hockey
trying
stick?
So to kind of explain this, I was supposed to learn a job, but also the thing was on top that he kind of made me similar to a manager on the level. Even though I was trying to learn the job and not just full on know the job, you know? Like
And
I
did they
had
pay
school
you
and
more for
everything
that?
else.
Did they pay you any more for that?
No.
Of course not. My first job is getting like night shift leader / manager or whatever. They didn't pay me extra money for like months on end, and then my depression got raised and it was harder to control it. And then they gave me
Yeah.
a raise, and then like next week, okay, you're not a shift leader anymore. We're actually going to fire you because you're too depressed.
I mean, I was the mixture between store selling as well as IT department because I myself with my IT knowledge wanted to also work with PCs, so I didn't mind to go into electronic departments and such like that. Because there
Totally
are
fair.
electronic stores like Saturn and stuff like that that particularly have sections of selling PCs, printers, and such like that. I didn't mind any of that. But the store where I was in, it was a repair PC shop as well as for Macs and such like that, while also selling PC parts and such like that to also help people. On the other hand of the store, you had basically the selling mainly of like vinyls, CDs, DVDs, games even, or even consoles and such. So like a bunch of different things altogether. And I didn't mind any of that because I really liked it, but like it's just how much I've been really just misused there.
Honestly, that happens way too many in day jobs. That's it's part of why I like doing these interviews to promote people. Cause like I don't have the clout myself to just launch people's careers. But I want to
Yeah.
do what I can to maximize the number of people who can do content creation full time. Cause like so many people don't want to work a standard job because, a lot of them just underpay you for work nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
And, the more people I can get to create content full time, the less people there are in the labor market. And that increases the value of people that are still in the labor market, like me. Though I'm probably not going to be in the labor market forever.
Yeah. Of course.
I don't want to get out of it.
You're not the only one.
Like
Believe me.
everybody, nobody wants to work in this society. Batman. What changed?
Man.
Oh, that was such a fun conversation. What change would you
But
like to see in the VTuber community?
oh god, what changed? Less fucking drama. Please, for the love of God. I know there's a lot of pedophilia and other bullshit. Please, for the love of God. I it's too much to see.
Wait, what?
It's nothing more than just high school drama left and right.
Oh
I want
yeah.
to stop hearing that and stop seeing that. I've been focusing myself to ignoring the best I can, but it's just I feel like I'm back in my old school, but instead of me being constantly worried, it's just a bunch of fucking morons headbutting each other because they cannot sit still. That is literally what VTubing has become.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I've been stepping into the role of drama tuber. Because humans thrive on drama. They fucking love it. They will
It's not
engage
just
with it,
thriving.
and
It's not
they just
thriving.
want
It's
it so
literally.
much. So at
It's
least
like
with my channel, they can push like progressive thinking, critical thinking, instead of just capitalizing on people hating each other.
yeah, it is one good thing, but like the thing is just in general that I particularly have been hating is just you look once into like following tab or something like that, and I fucking bet with you will see one tweet within a little bit of scrolling down where some person will shit on another person.
Yeah, you just can't really.
It's, there is no fucking way that every single fucking hour you see 1 to 2 tweets with just like, oh, this person has been harassing another one. This person has been transphobic against another person. Shut the fuck up and just block each other like fucking actual adults and don't be little pussies.
Yeah, I
Holy shit.
definitely agree with that. Like, it would broadly increase the VTuber community's reputation to people that are outside of the community interested in VTubers, but then they see all the fucking drama and arguing that's
And
just
they will quit
so
again.
prevalent. And they're
They
like,
will quit right
yeah,
away.
nah. No, there will be people that are like, I'm checking out VTubers for the first time. And then it's like, oh. Oh. Well, I'm going to go back to flesh tubers.
Or just no stream camming at all, because a lot of people do also just stream without any camera and just
Oh,
show
yeah,
the
I
gameplay and have
wasn't
fun.
actually referring to VTubers doing that. I was referring to potential new fans of VTubers coming in.
Yeah, I know
Like
what you
all they
mean.
see is just the
But like
creators
that's
arguing and fighting with each other.
yeah, but like that's the other thing. There are enough people that want to be flesh tubers, but they don't want to show their face. So wearing a mask would means that they themselves would struggle with having a cool head. So like they would constantly heat up like their mouth and such like that. So they would have to jump the camera, they would have to take off the mask to take a breather, and so on and so forth. VTuber doesn't mean you have to wear a mask and such, so you can just stream without a face on. You
Oh,
know?
absolutely.
But like the other thing is people would then go back to just having no camera at all and just stream games and have fun. Which many people do, but also regarding like also streamers as a perfect example, there are enough also streamers that don't show their face and only have a hand cam.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't think people will go back to just the audio over video footage. That it just seems like it's not engaging enough, in my opinion. Sure, there's channels like Hero Hey, but they're like covering drama and shitting on people, so that's why they get them clicks. But like for growing fledgling creators, you kind of need to have that some kind of representation of yourself on screen, whether it's being your hands or a VTuber or a reactive image.
Yeah. Which is why I, for example, rather use a reactive image or at least just my PNG on screen.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because my
Definitely.
PC struggles like crazy. Also, yes, Nova, you get dragged in a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Most of the time, even.
yeah.
For no reason at all.
Some of it has to do with history, and I would say most of it actually has to do with misunderstanding phrasing of rhetoric and stuff. Because like
Also, out of
nuance is
context.
so completely lost on Twitter that people just see a point being made, even though it's like not fully fleshed out, but they'll still jump to that end conclusion from the original tweet. Like not
Yeah,
even the replies that the OP left under their own tweet, just the top
that's
tweet.
that's why I mean out of context also
Hmm.
being put in. Because a lot of people like to mention something, then delete their comment, and then, of course, the main tweeter already replied to it and just like, wow, okay. So this
Yeah,
exists now. Why?
yeah.
Nova, you're not. Please. You know that.
Nova, you're fine. Though I do think she's on like her supervillain arc or something. She says it in her Twitter bio.
Few months already, if I'm pretty sure. Isn't it been so for a few months now already, Nova?
I
On
think
your
it would.
villain
Didn't it start
villain
with
arc?
like Hogwarts?
Mm, before that.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's been people.
When
There's
Nova
been
was
people
still
giving her
called
shit for
Violet.
so long.
When Nova was still called Violet, wasn't it?
Hey, we don't talk about people's past lives here.
Hey, come on.
Rude.
I know Nova for good well already. Villain arc always has been there.
I go on and off my supervillain persona. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Len, hypothetically, the zombie apocalypse is actually happening. Who are your three choices of people on your team?
3 people. It's just most of the time I don't feel like you can have multiple people with you.
You gotta have a team, though.
I'm more of a solo person, really.
So you'd
I
rather
want to
forego the team and just
I
do it
want to
yourself?
be solo but also be friendly towards others. Like
Oh,
I'm
fair enough, fair
open
enough.
to I'm open to others, but the other thing is just like in general
Oh,
during a zombie apocalypse, teaming up with others is also risky because you never know if there's a person that actually has the constant mindset of betrayal. Even if you know that person personally very, very deeply, or you've been with them for years without end.
yeah,
That's
sometimes
why,
disagreement and conflict can be seen as betrayals, and it leads to
yeah,
things getting a lot worse.
which is why I rather always want to be kind of a solo person.
Okay,
And
yeah,
if a
that's fair. That's
person
fair.
if a person particularly wants to join me in, then I would need to make sure to make more room, secure more space,
Mhm.
do more flourishing, perhaps also get some more nourishment, like
Yeah, you
more
definitely have to worry about a
dates and
lot
stuff.
more food. You just doubled your food income. Or doubled your food requirements.
Which is why I would do
Oh, yeah.
gardening. I don't give a fuck if it takes me fucking years to fucking learn gardening properly, to have a shit ton of fucking food as well as water even, but I would fucking do gardening.
That's probably the most sustainable way of generating food during the apocalypse.
Yep.
Natalie doesn't care about that her face is out there and dogs herself constantly. I mean, take care of yourself, Natalie. By the way, you are super duper cute. I have seen your picture. HL wasn't
Well,
when you were your past life. Became it was after you became Nova. Curry covered it. Okay. Okay. Good to know. I am looking forward to actually watching that Curry video. Len, if you were a wrestler, what would your intro music be?
oh god, wrestler.
Who let the dogs out? Who?
No, no,
Who?
no, no,
Who?
no, no,
Who?
no.
Um,
There's just some kind of like game songs that I just particularly like, but I don't have their names in mind as well. Then again, my other thing is just like I listen to Camellia a lot. If you perhaps know Camellia.
no, I do not.
Camellia is kind of like a very special music creator. He makes his music kind of so special that his own name became an entire category.
Really?
Yeah, basically Camellia himself makes a lot of music, and almost every single kind of song that he has made so far has become a rhythm game song.
That's pretty poggers. I would love to be able to be a composer like that.
That is why he has become his own category.
Lucky
he
him.
covers almost every single genre of music.
Good. I love
Like,
variety in my music.
look Camellia up. Like, oh, let me write you
Yeah,
his
please,
music
please,
name.
please send them to me. And while you're
The thing
sending
is,
that, what is the best piece of advice you've ever heard?
uh, it used to be one for YouTube, but I've been kind of just putting that into the past because that is honestly just a shit fucking advice. But
What?
it's really just be the mature person than the other one is, no matter what happens. And the other advice that I used to had heard back then was like, your haters are the best fans you can have.
Oh yeah, they're the ones going to be spreading your name around the most.
Not just that, but like they will also come into your random streams or YouTube videos into the comments and just like shit on you like crazy and just like me as a dumbest fucking 13-year-old even went ahead and just like, hey, thank you for hating on me. You're a very good viewer for me.
Oh yeah.
Believe me, I was dumb.
I've
Many
had
of those people weren't even hating on me.
I've had somebody try to act like a full-on hater of me and trying to spook me by posting one of my recent selfies back at me.
Oh, I know that.
And I was like, "Yo, you're thinking about me, replying to my posts, saving my image to your phone. You're a fucking fan, dude." Yo, he was mad.
Yep. It's funny. It's just really fucking funny.
Oh yeah, it's so fucking funny. But we're
Cause like,
on to
yes, the hot person.
they just seethe. They just seethe. Let them. I don't care. They're watching
Cope
me.
and
They're
seethe.
boosting my analytics. I don't care.
Cope and seethe.
Cope and seethe. Cope and seethe. Touch grass. I don't care.
I don't think
Okay,
grass
on to
counts
the
anymore.
on to the final question of the interview. What things in your life are you grateful for?
Genuinely staying bringing myself to stay alive. That is the main thing that I've been grateful for, that I've pushed myself to stay alive.
Good, because I'm glad you're still
Because
around too.
I would have most likely been gone a few years ago already.
Yeah.
But that's just a point aside.
Honestly, I've been there. If I didn't have the social network that I have now, or didn't have the connections I did back when I was 18, yeah, people never would have met me.
Oh, none of that would have really mattered back then, because back then in school, everyday bullying was literally all day long until I went home.
Yeah,
You
all
come
day,
in,
every day.
you get bullied all day, you get pushed to the ground and else, and you leave the school with bruises and more. I had the worst.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely could have had better childhoods and experiences.
Yep.
Leads to a lot of problems in the future. What? I've got to wrap this up. Oh shit! I got to be right back. Sorry.
Oh, Riley gone for a little bit there. I mean, Thomas, real quick, Thomas. Um, the thing with people bullying one another is also just like a lot of bullies just take random people. There are some that do specifically target some, but it doesn't also depend on looks. There are enough people that just randomly get picked, and the next moment that happens is like those people are completely beat up, and the bullies themselves, they get into so much trouble that they get kicked even out of school. That all happens as well.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Holy shit! I hate Spirulacto. Okay. This has
But
been a great conversation. Thank you for joining me. Is there anything else you'd like to add on to it?
nothing really, particularly. I don't really have anything.
No? That
No.
is quite all right. Please shout yourself out once again for the end of the video.
With my username altogether,
Yeah, why not? We're here to
Len
promote your
Airhead,
platform.
but I particularly go by Len Airhead almost anywhere I can. And in general, I do have two other Twitter accounts that I most likely do kind of somewhat keep, but also do shout out in particular for those that want to like kind of see behind the scenes as well as just generally be lewd.
I like to generally
But
be lewd too.
you know my lewd account.
Oh yeah, I do. Len Chaotic Lewd, right?
Len Chaotic Lewd, yes. I do have a
Yeah.
vent account, which is basically the behind the scenes account, but the thing is also just my vent account isn't lighthearted. So it also does kind of carry very heavy topics, since I do talk how I feel currently, what I really have on my mind, and other things that generally just like very can be scary as well about me.
Yeah, I get that and why
So
you'd want to separate that from like your main.
yeah, I mean, I do at least lightly mention it on my main in case something happens with me, since I do generally want to at least mention, like, hey, I've been gone, I need to be gone, and else, and just like, I've been in a shit mood.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But yeah,
But once again, thank you for coming on. It has been a blast, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
yeah, it's already past midnight.
Yeah, it's like 3:40 for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be awake longer, but yeah.
Oh, then we'll probably keep chatting in like voice chat or something.
It depends.
If you're up for it, I'm going to be in my Discord voice chat because, well, my plans for the rest of the evening have freed up because we've rescheduled for Monday.
Well done.
No. So I'm going to pop off stream. You have the PNG for the stream? Yes, I have your PNG, Nova. So I'm going to hop off stream and like, I don't know, hang out and voice chat in my server. I like chatting with people. We need something funny to end this video on.
Ultra Kill best game ever 2022 to 2023.
Ultra Kill? That's not how you pronounce Sonic the Hedgehog 06.
Oh, please. Sonic is just another hell that you would go through. It just would be another stage that would be added to Ultra Kill.
I don't even know what Ultra Kill is.
I'll show it in the VC later on.
Okie dokie. For now, take care. Boop. Disconnected. Yeah, that was Len Airhead. We've been interacting for quite a while. I like him. I want to keep interacting with them. Chaos. Yeah, you do spread chaos, Len. Okay. I should probably raid out to somebody, right? That's proper Twitch etiquette, is it not? Oh god, I would love to help support. Oh, wait, I know who I'll raid. Do stream manager. Ah, streaming is fun. I enjoy it. Who do you think I'm gonna raid? I'll give you some guesses. Ah, you bitch. Okay, okay. Stream be ending. Thank you all for joining me. It has been... Oh, it's been fun. Tomorrow's going to be another stream. I really hope it's also going to be fun. No, shut up. I don't want to hear your voice. That feel when you're talking about yourself? Okay, we still got some time before the raid actually ends. Or the raid actually processes. I don't play your advertisements on my stream without giving me money. Not very cool. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. Okay, everybody. Again, I love you all. Remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe.